Hi there everybody, Chris here at Blue Rhino Safaris. Today I would like to take you through a Kgalagadi and Southern Namibia trip that I've done a few times already. Um, this one is very similar with just a slight kink to it, and I want to take you through the route quickly. This picture, if you haven't been to Sossusvlei, this is Sossusvlei. This is the Vlei itself. On the other side there's Death Valley, and then on the left here is the entrance to the park itself. You can climb this dune. We go into Sossusvlei for the day. We have breakfast there. It's really a lovely time to just relax a little bit at Sossusvlei. But it's on their website. It will give you all the information, and you can just go through the itinerary. Everything is there. Right, so the trip is basically divided into two sections. The first section is the Kgalagadi section, and that will be not on its own because the Southern Namibia portion is part of the Kgalagadi. But you will see on my Skeleton Coast video that the Namibian part also forms the beginning of the Skeleton Coast tour. So if you are going through to the Namibian side with me, then you will be on your way to the Skeleton Coast, and you'll just stop before we start our Skeleton Coast section. So there's an opportunity for you to carry on. So have a look at the Skeleton Coast. You'll see that this forms the basis of the Skeleton Coast route. But let's start with the Kgalagadi section. Firstly, we meet up in Upington. So if you're from Cape Town or you're from Joburg, it's more or less the same for all of us. We meet up in Cape Town, we sleep there for the first night. So you make your way there, no problems. Then up into Turefieren, and we sleep at Nosop for the first night. So the section between Turefieren Gate and Nosop, a very nice section to drive. We drive that in the afternoon. And at Nosop, we sort ourselves out, make sure we have everything that we need, because the focus of this Kgalagadi trip is really the Mabua section. So once we have everything, fill our vehicles, make sure you have enough cold drink and water, we start crossing into Mabua. First night we sleep at one of the Matopi camps. You can cross over to Mabua in one day, but it's a little bit far and it's unnecessary. So we take a nice relaxed drive through the sand, and we ultimately end up at Matopi. Sand driving is not too difficult. You can do this with a trailer if you want to. Caravans, I prefer not using a caravan there, because coming back there's a few dunes that we have to cross. So third night would be at Matopi, and then the next morning we go into Mabua, drive through a few pans, and ultimately end up at the Mabua campsite. We sleep there for 2 nights, and those 2 nights means that we have a day to explore a bit. So after breakfast we get up, we drive around, we see the Mabua pan, the red pan. We go out to the viewpoint, take some pictures, and it's just really just a nice day to explore the area. Then after the second night, we make our way on the eco route, on the trail through to the Eco campsite. That is means it's exclusively for us for that night. And what's nice about that eco route is that for 2 days it's pretty much just our group on the trip itself. So once we finished on the eco route, we go back through Nosop, fill up our vehicles, buy a cold drink and a chocolate, and then down and across up to Mata Mata. And then Mata Mata will be our last night that we sleep in the park. So that makes it 7 nights to stay inside of the Kgalagadi and that side of the park. Now if you're carrying on, like most of you will, then we cross through Mata Mata into the Namibian side, and instead of going up into Sesriem like I usually do, we turn down towards Fish River Canyon for our first night. The reason for this is the guys joining us for the Namibian section of the tour will join us down here at the Fish River. So we sleep our first night at Fish River Canyon. If we arrive early enough, we will visit the canyon in the afternoon. It just takes an hour or so to visit, take a few pictures. If you want to walk the canyon, then it's like a few days event, but we're just going to stop at the viewpoint, have coffee, take some pictures, enjoy the scenery, and then we're coming back to camp. So we're sleeping at Fish River for the first night. Then from Fish River we travel north. There's a very nice coffee shop that's got scones and strawberry jam right there, so we're going to do that. Onto the main road and turn left towards Aus. When we get to Aus, 2 nights there, very nice campsite again. And the day in between the two, we will go out to Ludritz for the day. It's just about 100 kilometers, 124, so it's not a far drive, it's an hour and a half. And we will make our way to get to Kgalagadi, the ghost town in this area. We will be there at about 10 o'clock in the morning for the guided tour. The guided tour is included in your camp fees. So the guided tour is really special. There's a lot of information about Kgalagadi. It's after Ludritz discovered the diamonds in the area, they established this little town as a diamond town. They brought their water up from the Cape Town in barrels. They made their own ice. It's a very, very dynamic little town in its day. Today it's a ghost town, lovely picture opportunities. The town we go through, and you can see it. It's a museum these days. So we'll visit Kgalagadi, as I say, guided and included in your trip. And then from Kgalagadi we go through to Ludritz. And when we get to Ludritz, we can stop for something to eat at one of the coffee shops. I will take you around to the Dias Cross, just show you around a little bit, and then once we're done, we head back to Aus. Second night in Aus, and once we are finished the next morning, we travel north. So we start hugging the Namib Desert as we go north. Very nice scenery, very pretty area to drive through, all the way up to Sesriem. When we get to Sesriem, we'll sleep there for 2 nights again. The day between the 2 nights, we go into Sossusvlei. Sossusvlei, I showed you on the picture, really nice. You have to go there. A little bit of sand driving, a little bit of 4x4ing. But we go into Sossusvlei for the morning for breakfast. So bring your breakfast stuff. I boil a kettle. We have coffee. And then if you feel like it, you can climb the dune. You can walk over to the Dead Valley area. Do that if you want to. So we hang around there probably just after midday. We start making our way back. Very nice scenery on the way back. And then when we get to camp, on the way out, there's a pub at the exit gate. Most guys would go for a beer in the afternoon. And what I didn't mention is going into Sossusvlei, we go first thing in the morning. As soon as the gates open, we are in, because as the shades come over the dunes, you get really nice pictures in the first light of the morning. So we really get to Sossusvlei early. So it's an early morning thing. And in the afternoon, we will be back in camp probably about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Have a bit of a rest if you got up too early and you need a bit of a rest. Then shave, make yourself tidy, because we are going for a lovely buffet dinner at the local lodge there. Buffet dinner is included in the price. So yeah, it's a lovely way to close off the holiday and call it a successful tour. So if you carry on to the Skeleton Coast with me, then the next morning we will depart north towards not Windhoek, to Walvis Bay. If you are done with the tour and you're going home, then there's a road out fairly straightforward back to Marienthal. Marienthal has a wimpy, it's got shops and everything, and then you make your way back into South Africa from there. So I can help you to organize yourself out of there. Otherwise, you can do the next section of the Skeleton Coast with me, which is all the way up to Palmwag. It's another 6 nights. So it's Swakopmund, Spitskoppe, Palmwag, and Hot Spring. And then that is the second section, and the last section we'll do is the Skeleton Coast, which is a fully catered section for 6 nights. Fully catered dinner and breakfast for the whole section, doing that northern piece. That is a concessioned area. We can only go there in with the guides and the concession holders. So it's a very special section at the Skeleton Coast. Have a look on the website, you will see the Skeleton Coast portion. So if you're doing Kgalagadi and the Southern Namibia with me, then you've already done the blue route, and you just keep going to do the Skeleton Coast as well. So if you're interested, please make a booking. It's next year in March. I really enjoy March in the Kgalagadi. It's green, there's butterflies, there's slightly less animals than you would expect, but you see them everywhere. But the veld is really nice, and I love it to go through there when there's life. So we'll probably get lions in the Mabua side, they are always there. Leopards, they are always in that area, so let's see what we find. But the Mabua side are really pretty in March. So if you're interested, let me know and make your booking. Let's go. Cheers.